President, council members, my apologies. My apologies for jumping the gun.
It's all right.
Good morning. Welcome to the pre-meeting of the Newark Municipal Council on Monday, November 25, 2024. Council President, council members, I'd like to draw your attention to page 42 of the agenda with appointments. Item 9A is an appointment to the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Questioning Advisory Commission, Alexander Padilla, Jr.
I see you got a cheering
morning.
section. Good morning.
I would like to thank the mayor's office and the
Just-
municipal council.
It's welcome. First of all, do you have an opening statement?
Just giving my gratitude and thanks.
All right, great. Any questions from the council?
No, I would love to,
It's on.
Alex, but I will not be here tomorrow, so I won't be able to vote. But I know Alex and his commitment to the community for many, many years, and this is a great opportunity for us to abuse his willingness to serve the city. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
On that note, Council President, I'll sponsor it on behalf
All right.
of the council.
Thank you. I'll second that.
He said he's been here a long time, so if he says you've been doing great work, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Padilla.
9B is an appointment to the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Questioning Advisory Commission, Bernard McAllister.
Is Mr. McAllister appearing? I don't see him.
9C is an appointment as alternate number 2 to the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Questioning Advisory Commission, Anthony Arenas.
Good morning.
Morning.
Do you have an opening statement, Mr.?
I just want to
Arenas?
give thanks to the mayor and the city council to giving me the opportunity again to serve on this commission.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Since the councilman won't be here, I'll sponsor you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, again, this Anthony is someone that worked diligently for the community for many years. Someone that is everywhere in the city helping people.
Everyone.
Anthony, thank you for willingness to serve.
Thank you.
Anthony is definitely everywhere. Congratulations and thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me just say, appreciate, not only do you work for the councilman, but you also volunteer on other aspects of the community, and being on this commission is important for our community in general. So thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Councilman Kelly, could you second?
Yes, I'll say.
Thank you. Council President, council members, the administration would like to do some introductions of leadership. Mr. BA?
All right, good morning, Eric Pennington, Business Administrator.
Good morning.
Oh.
So everyone, today is the Monday, let me put this on the record. It's the Monday before Thanksgiving, so a lot of council members have their turkey distributions going on right now. They will be at the meeting tomorrow, and if there are additional questions, I'm sure they will reach out to the BA or the administration for any answers.
Sounds good. Well, this may be a blessing in disguise. Who knows? At any rate, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the new Public Safety Director, who you all know as the former Chief of Police, Manuel Manny Miranda, and he will introduce his executive team. I also was hoping that I could introduce the new Procurement Director, but I don't see him. And I don't see our new OIT Director either, who also was supposed to be here for introductions, but perhaps they have something more important to do. Well, he's not here today, and today is the introduction day. You do whatever you think is appropriate. Thanks so much for that. But if I could bring up Manny Miranda.
Sure, absolutely. Fortunately, the new director is no stranger to us. I will say that he has always been responsive to, as when he was the chief, to anything that was needed in the community. So let me congratulate you, be the first one up here at least to publicly congratulate you on your ascension. You've done so much great work, and we expect no less from you in the new position. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Council President and council members. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for this blessing and for this opportunity. It's a position that I do not take lightly. I want to thank the mayor for entrusting me to be the next public safety director for the public safety department. And also, we're here to continue to do our job. And I would like to introduce our new team members also that are not, also that are known, I'm sorry, to the city. Prior Deputy Director, Sharonda Morris, who is now going to be our Chief of Police. Also, I would like to introduce to you guys this morning my new Assistant Interim Public Safety Director, Mr. Steve Anderson, who has the rank of Deputy Chief in the Fire Department, and he's well respected among the rank and files. Our Fire Chief, Del Ortiz, who also has the respect of the rank and file within the fire department, has been doing a really good job. And our Deputy Police Director, Leo Carrillo, who was previously a captain, but has been doing really great work with the consent decree and the new academy that we have established. So this is the new Department of Public Safety, ready to serve the community and ready to serve our personnel out there in the streets.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any questions from the council?
First of all, I just want to say.
Yeah, Director.
First, Councilman Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you, Council President. I just want to say thank you. I still look at you and want to call you chief, but it'd be an honor to call you director. And it'd be an honor now to call you chief. And I just want to congratulate you guys. You both, all of you up there have been extremely responsive whenever I call with an issue. And I just thank you because the calls are never for me. They're for the people of this city. And you guys always answer the call for the people of this city, as far as I know. So I just want to say thank you. And I look forward to moving forward with you. Thank you.
Councilman Silva first.
First of all, congratulations to all of you. I got to work with all of you at one point in time, but I also wanted to thank the mayor for staying within the police department, to finding its leadership, because I think we have some fine men and women here in Newark Police, and I think we're fully capable of doing our jobs here, and we don't have to reach outside the police department to find great leadership. It stands here before you, so congratulations to everybody.
Thank you.
Councilman Gonzalez, and then
No, thank you very much for the willingness to serve the city. You have been serving the city for a long time, all of you. So we respect what you do, we admire what you do, and we will support you in what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Council.
Yeah, Director, congratulations to you, the entire team. Many of them are not familiar. They go out tirelessly doing the work every single day. And so we look forward to serving with you guys and hopefully continue to not just draw down on crime, but deal with some of the basic quality of life issues in these communities so that folks can feel safe and secure with moving around on the streets. And also looking forward to coming out of that consent decree at some point so that we can, continue to do the job that these residents have confidence in us doing.
Amen. Thank you.
Any other comments? All right. Well, once again, thank you for your willingness to serve, and we appreciate knowing you and your team. I consider you all a dream team. So we look forward to working with you and serving our community to the best of our abilities. Thank you so much.
It's our honor. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bien. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Doing good. Council President, thank you so much. Just a follow-up comment. This is an extraordinary team of men and women who represent the diversity of the city. And as Councilman Silva said, the mayor is committed to making sure that the team understands what the city needs. They are of the city and from the city, and we expect them to do great things. And of course, we'll provide them with as much assistance as we can, subject to the council's approval of whatever expenditures we need. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Two quick other introductions, if I can. Daryl Smith is the new IT director. He's been around for a little while, but I just wanted to give him an opportunity to introduce himself to you briefly. And then I'll introduce Mr. Uribe, who is our new QPA. But Daryl Smith, if you
All
come
right.
forward.
Well, I know I got many emails from Mr. Smith, and I took care of my cybersecurity. I took care of it.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, council. I'm proud to be before you today. I've been on as the OIT director for about 2 months now, and I will say we've been hitting the ground running. Just briefly, my goal as the OIT director is to make Newark Municipality the blueprint for what other municipalities here in the great state of New Jersey follow. My goal every day is to strive for excellence, and that's the process that the team has been following since coming on board. I look forward to working with you to try to do this in the most feasible, financially intelligent way so we can make Newark the blueprint for the rest of the state. So I'm looking forward to just working with each and
Thank
every
you.
one.
Thank you, Director. Any questions, concerns from the council? Councilman Kelly.
I just want to say congratulations, Mr. Smith. Receiving your emails consistently made me make sure that I passed my my IT training and all of
Appreciate
that stuff
that.
for the city. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
We have had some, let's say, requests in terms of expediting payments and expediting inspection reports, expediting processes that the city of Newark, for the last 20 years, 19 that have been here, have been trying to make the process simpler, to make the process, let's say, quicker for the user. However, we haven't been successful in doing that, and I encourage you to try to do that so that you can bring the city to the 21st century. I believe we're operating in the 18th century in some areas. So I believe it's important that we move forward and expedite and facilitate the processes of the city.
Okay, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. We want to make sure we get our baseline where it needs to be so that once that's sound and established, like anybody knows, if you build a building up without a good base, it's going to crumble. So my goal is to get our baseline straight so that we can start moving forward with the technology that we have, here today. So
Thank you.
all right.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Thank you, Director, for your willingness
you.
to serve, and looking forward to seeing those emails on a regular basis.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So that must mean everybody's completed their cybersecurity training. Took me a little while to do it, but there was a couple of glitches in the system, so I hope everybody got through that, and our new director took care of that, and hopefully we're all in a better place. I also want to take this opportunity to introduce you to our new purchasing director, who's also our qualified purchasing agent. In addition to being a QPA, he also has finance experience, and so he is helpful in both those regards and has been already helpful to me, to the administration, and to the city as a whole. And that's Juan Uribe. I'll ask him to come up and introduce himself if he would.
Congrats.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Juan Uribe. As Mr. B.A. said, I have quite an extensive background in finance, accounting, auditing, as well as information technology. So I think my timing coming to the city is perfect when it is matched with the new IT director. We have a lot of things to do, a lot of things in common, have clicked in quickly as soon as I came to work, and we expect to transform all of those kind of processes that need to be improved, working in tandem to bring them to where they need to be. I have noticed from him that he's quite an effective, productive individual, and that's exactly who I am, an overachiever, trying to bring the best we can for the progress of the city. And with that, I am open to your comments.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes, I believe that, let's say, that having the training in accounting, auditing is good, and it's something that I believe we can use in the purchasing department and in the accounts payable process, let's say as a whole, because a lot of people do not want to to do business with the city of Newark because it takes 3 to 6 months to be paid. As a small business operator, if you have to wait 6 months to be paid, you're going to go bankrupt. So I believe it's important that someone with the background that you have, it gets involved so that we can expedite the payment process to the suppliers of the city. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I couldn't agree more with your assessment of the process. And that is one of those items on top of our priority list. We should be paying within 30 days to everyone, and that's the target that we have at this point.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Any other comments, questions from the council? Seeing none, thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you willing to serve the community.
Council President, council members, we are on page 4 of the regular agenda. Item 5, reports and recommendations of city officers, boards, and commissions.
Any questions? Next item.
Ordinances on first reading. 6FA is an ordinance amending the division of central purchasing by adding a new section 14, policies and procedures governing the use of procurement cards.
Any questions from the council? Next, Councilman Gonzalez.
The procurement cards, is that a credit card that is going to be used?
We have the perfect person to speak on that, who just introduced himself.
The procurement card, what is that a credit card?
Yes, first of all, I don't know if I'm the perfect person to talk to, but I'm more than happy to help. And
Well,
we
he's
also
right
have
here.
our purchasing director here, Benjamin Guzman, Department of Finance. Procurement cards, it's not a credit card. It looks like a card, but it will be specifically linked to a particular department's budget line. So it enables individuals that are using it to be able to make purchases from vendors that do not follow the purchase order voucher process.
Mm.
And as we're getting in the 21st century, a lot of purchases sometimes they have to be made. They're being made online, and payment needs to be made at that spot. It will help facilitate that. For more specifics, I'm more than happy to hand over to our purchasing director, and they can explain a little bit more as to what we're looking to do. This particular ordinance is, again, is to establish policies and procedures for that.
Who has the card? Let's say who controls that card?
Well, it will be the individual it's assigned to. They will have to receive training, and they will have to not only receive the training, but also acknowledge that they're receiving the card, and that they will follow the policies and procedures, and they will do the processing and accounting for those expenditures, and then submit those to the finance department so that way we can reconcile all our accounts.
Do they have unique identification numbers or something like that? So if I use the card, it would know that it was me and not somebody else.
Absolutely. Each card will be identified to the individual. It would have their name on the individual on there. There will be limitations set as to the total amount that they will have access to. There will be limitations as to individual transactions. So what can be spent on a single transaction. There will be limitations as to what types of transactions you'll be able to purchase with that. So it will be strictly controlled, and we will do it on an as-needed basis depending on the department's needs. This is not something to replace our procurement process, our encumbrance and accounting process. It's meant to augment and supplement that, but there will be definitely controls put into place prior to any individual receiving one of these cards.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
And a question, quick question though, is this process, who gets the cards? Is it just strictly in the finance department, or will it be?
No, we have preliminarily reached out to some of the departments that have expressed interest in having the ability to make purchases by these matters. It will be at the height. It's not everyone. It'd be one, maximum 2 individuals in a department.
If I could, Eric Pennington, Business Administrator, on that, the cards will not be provided to anyone without my authorization.
I'm sorry.
I said the cards are not going to be provided to any department or any individual without my authorization. And it will be on a strictly as needed basis. For example, in communications, oftentimes we need to get information out to various outlets, and they won't work with a purchase order. They will only engage with the city through advance payment of somebody's credit card. We don't want individuals using their own credit card. So in their case, they will be authorized to have a procurement card with very strict guidelines as to what it is they can use it for. My office will have one. My expectation is that the use will probably be for other departments through my department, because I don't want these cards to be out there.
Sure.
And it will be strictly monitored.
All right, great. Thank you.
You're
Any other questions from the council? All right, thank you. Seeing none, next item.
Resolutions. 7R1A and B are budget insertions. A is for emergency preparedness, and B is for the seatbelt mobilization grant.
Any questions from the council? Seeing none, next item.
7R1C through F are transfers of community development block grant funds. C through F are all for public facilities and public improvements for all wards. C through F.
Any questions from the council? Seeing none, next item.
7R1G and H are external transfer of funds to transfer funds within various departments for sufficient funding until the year end.
Any questions from the council? Seeing none, next item.
7R1I is cancellation of the 2024 appropriations and other funds to close out balances for fiscal year 2024.
Questions from the council? Councilman Gonzalez.
I see the amount zero. I suppose that some accounts are going to be canceled, or do we have a list of, or is this just the approval to do it?
Yes, Council President, to Councilman Gonzalez's question, Eric Pennington, Business Administrator. This is authorizing it to be done and to give our Director of OMB discretion to move items that we don't know we're going to need to move yet until later on. It is similar to what she's done in years past, and we ask your indulgence to approve this item.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you.
7R1J is extension of emergency contract for demolition and related services.
Questions from the council? Seeing none, next item.
7R1K is a bid contract to provide meals delivered services.
Questions from the council? Seeing none, next item.
7R1L through Q are application acceptance of grant funds for the Violence Award Grant. And L is for the North Ward project. M is for the East Ward project. N is for the Shani Baraka Women's Resource Center. O is for the South Ward project. P is for the West Ward project. And Q is for the Central Ward project.
Any questions? Seeing none, next
Yeah,
item.
Mr. Chair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to sponsor 7R1N and 7R10.
You said N as in Nancy and O.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman, what was that?
And also, Council President, I'd like to sponsor 7R1P.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Council. Any other questions? Seeing none, next item.
7R1R is exception to public bidding to provide engineering services.
Questions from the council? Seeing none, next item.
7R2A through G are private sale redevelopment agreements. A is return to administration. B is to rehabilitate a 3-family home with an affordable unit at 80% AMI and 2 market rate units in the West Ward.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
C is to provide new construction of 2-family homes to sell at market rate in the West Ward.
Councilman Kelly?
Yeah, we're going to move.
Okay. Next item.
D is to provide new headquarters for the Brilliant Smiles Pediatric Dentistry with the second and third floors owner occupied in the central ward.
Any questions? All right, I have a question. If the deputy mayor can come up and just explain this item, describe it.
Good morning, Council President, Council members. Allison Ladd, Director of Economic and Housing Development. This item before you is to sell city-owned land to Sophia Webb, who owns Brilliant Smiles Pediatric Dentistry. She currently has a dentistry office here in the city, and she's looking to renovate this building. This property actually has been vacant for more than 10 years. And while the assessed value says here $454,000, the overwhelming majority of that is associated with the property. And as per the pictures that I provided to council this morning, you'll be able to see that the property is quite dilapidated and will need a complete gut rehab. And there was no reassessment of the property. So that we do feel that the sale price is appropriate, as it's $79 per square foot. I'm happy to answer any other questions.
Thank you. Councilman Gonzalez.
We're getting to my selling price. $79 is much better than $9 a square foot.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, Deputy Mayor. Next
Thank
item.
you.
E is an agreement to subordinate the cities of Newark's reverter rights by entering into a First Amendment to the agreement for the sale and redevelopment of land and a subordination agreement in the South Ward.
You want to do the next one too? They're the
Sure.
same, right?
F is an agreement to subordinate the city of Newark's reverter rights by entering into a First Amendment to the agreement for sale and redevelopment of land and subordination agreement in the South Ward as well.
All right, thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
G is new construction of 2 specialized resource and wellness centers inclusive of hydroponics, aquaponics, and greenhouse infrastructure in the North and South Wards.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
H is a resolution of support to provide support in submission of an application for tax credits sought by developer under the Aspire Tax Credit Program in the East Ward.
I'd like to be sponsored that,
Yeah.
Council.
Sponsored by Councilman Silva. Is there a second? I'll second it.
Seven R4A is stipulation and settlements for tax appeals. B is an application to the local finance board for approval of bond ordinance.
Yeah, you're already walking up. Come on, Ben.
Good morning again, Benjamin Guzman, Department of Finance. The resolution you have before you is an application to the local finance board. City of Newark is looking to refund 2 bonds that are callable in early 2025, and given the current market conditions as interest rates are declining, there is a potential of a present-day savings of over 3%, which is the minimum threshold that the local finance board dictates whenever we're doing a refunding. Currently, under the current market conditions, we're looking at about a 3.5 to 3.6% savings if the refunding goes through. Again, that could change, and I think it would change favorably as the way the Federal Reserve changes its interest rates between now and March or April of next year when the refunding will occur. But we still need to go in front of local finance board. There's an ordinance later on here on the agenda that requesting for us to go in front of local finance board as well. And then just the timing between their meeting and when we ever get everything done. That's why we're coming so early in front of this, in front of council today.
Thank you. And is there I know you said 3.5 to 3.6%, but is there an actual dollar figure?
The dollar amount, based on that percentage, it's a little over $1.1 million of present value savings if these bonds are refunded, and that would be savings towards what the city would need to budget in debt service payments. And that would be over the remaining life of the bonds, which is roughly 8 years.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the Councilman Gonzalez?
What's the current rate on the $31 million?
Well, the $31 million is what we're requesting to do refunding right now. I believe those bonds, when they were sold out, were in around 4.5% or 5% coupon rate when the bonds were originally sold. Come March of next year, it's the 10-year anniversary. That's why they are callable at that moment. And therefore, because of the market rate conditions as they're changing, the interest rates will be dropping, I believe, somewhere. It could be anywhere between the 2.5% and 4.5% rate. But again, we won't know that until we're actually going out to market, which won't be until sometime early next year.
So if they are, let's say, these ones are going to be 2.6 or whatever, what is the new rate on the ones that you're going to issue to refund these ones?
Again, it's unknown right now because anything can change between now and when we actually go out to market. But given where the current market rate is now and where it's projecting to go based on the Federal Reserve's reducing their federal funds overnight rate, it's already gone down 0.75 of a point in the last 2 months. We're anticipating that to continue. So like I said, the original bonds were issued at, depending on the years of their maturity, between a 4.5% and a 5% coupon rate. We are looking to get anywhere between a 2.5% and 4.5% coupon rate, depending on the maturity dates of those particular serial bonds. Because the bonds, they're broken up into smaller portions over a 10, 15, 20-year period. So each one of those coupons has their own individual rate, and some of them range, like I said, will probably be between 2.5% and 4.5%. Again, given market conditions at the time when we actually price these refunding bonds.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? All right, seeing none, thank you, Ben. Next item.
7R5A is application acceptance of grant funds for the public health emergency preparedness and response capabilities.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
7R6A will be deferred. 7R6B is professional services contract for litigation matters.
Any questions? Next item.
7R8A through C are waiving special event application permit fees. A is for the Halloween table, trunk, and treat, sponsored by Councilman Ramos.
Get a second on that? Kelly, Councilman Kelly.
B is the Malcolm X Shabazz Parade for Thanksgiving, sponsored by Councilman Council.
Second. I'll second that one.
And C is the Holiday Lights Parade in the North Ward, sponsored by Councilman Ramos.
I'll second that one too. Or Councilman Gonzalez, he put it.
I won't be here.
Oh, you won't be here? So, all right, that's right. All right, I got it.
7R8D is recognizing and commending resolutions, and 7R8E is expressing profound sorrow and regret. 7R9A is professional services contract to provide clinical and forensic psychological consulting services.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
I still have the same doubts and the same questions that I had at the last meeting. Let's say this entity was at one point in time accused of not serving the best interests of the city of Newark. A lot of people complaining that they felt discriminated by the doctor that was performing the evaluations. And now we go back to them. I don't understand if somebody was accused at one point in time of being racist, now they are not.
All right, Mr. BA.
Sure. Eric Pennington, Business Administrator. The concerns, through you to Councilman Gonzalez, the concerns that you raised were concerns that the administration had as well. And we went through extensive interviews to address those issues from our personnel department specifically to make sure that we wouldn't have the appearance of impropriety. I mean, there was no determination, adjudicated or otherwise, that was the case. And we, the administration, are confident that that this entity will serve the city well.
I don't have any, let's say, concerns other than what I have expressed. And if the administration has done let's say the footwork to determine that the entity is not what was portrayed to be, I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, we had actually an interview with the personnel director with those concerns in mind.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. BA.
You're welcome.
Next item.
7R9B is an appointment of 2 special police officers or Newark residents.
Any questions?
Do we have the names?
They're in the backup, yeah. Next item.
Communications. Item 8A is an ordinance granting a 25-year tax abatement to 566-570 Springfield Urban Renewal LLC for a project to construct 22 market-rate residential rental units with 2 affordable housing rental units, which shall be restricted to tenants at 60% of area median income in the Central Ward.
Any questions? Councilman Gonzalez.
I see only 2 units. I suppose this project was approved before we required the 20%.
Good morning, Council President, Council members. Allison Ladd, Director of Economic and Housing Development. Councilmember Gonzalez, your question, the answer is yes. The application for site plan approval was deemed complete prior to the effective date of the IZO amendment, which would have reduced the number of units to 15.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. Next item.
8B is an ordinance granting a 20-year tax abatement to Rising Plains Urban Renewal LLC for a project to construct a new 4-story residential building consisting of 19 affordable rental units, 3 studios, 6 one-bedroom units, and 10 two-bedroom units, of which 4 units shall be restricted to tenants at 35% of the area median income, AMI. 2 units shall be restricted to tenants at 40% of AMI. 6 units shall be restricted to tenants at 50% AMI. 2 units shall be restricted to tenants at 60% of AMI, and 5 units shall be restricted to tenants at 70% of AMI in the South Ward.
Any questions?
Yeah,
Let me get Councilman Council first, I think.
No. It's,
Oh, you want to say, okay, I'm sorry, all right. That's right.
it's
yeah.
a project.
Yeah, I just want to make an amendment on the floor. This property is not in the South Ward, it's in the West Ward.
Noted. Eight C is an ordinance granting a 20-year tax abatement to 440 Elizabeth, New Jersey Urban Renewal LLC for a project to renovate and rehabilitate a vacant and existing 25-story high-rise residential building consisting of 216 units, of which 119 units shall be market-rate residential rental units consisting of 48 one-bedroom units, 120 two-bedroom units, and 48 three-bedroom units. The market rate units and 26 units shall be affordable housing rental units, of which 16 one-bedroom units shall be restricted to tenants at 80% of the area median income. 5 two-bedroom units shall be restricted to tenants at 60% of AMI, and 5 three-bedroom units shall be restricted to tenants at 80% of AMI in the South Ward.
Any questions?
Yeah, can we advance and adopt on first read?
Advance and adopt. All right,
Noted.
Any other questions from the council? Mr. BA.
Thank you, Eric Pennington, Business Administrator, Councilman. Council just raised the issue that I came up for. We wanted to advance and adopt, but since I'm up here, we'd like to do the same for 8D, 8G, 8K, and 8L to advance and adopt.
8D also, as in David. Next item. 8D.
8D is an ordinance granting a 30-year tax abatement to KSPG 39 Madison Urban Renewal LLC for a project to construct a new 5-story building consisting of 80 units, of which 64 units shall be market rate residential rental units, and 16 units shall be affordable housing rental units, of which 4 units shall be restricted to tenants at 40% AMI, 4 units shall be restricted to tenants at 60% AMI, and 8 units shall be restricted to tenants at 80% AMI in the East Ward.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
8E is an ordinance granting a 25-year tax abatement to Broadway Star Urban Renewal LLC for a project to construct a new 7-story multifamily rental building consisting of 206 residential rental units, of which 80% or approximately 165 residential units are market rate, and 20% or approximately 41 are affordable housing rental units, of which 11 units shall be restricted to tenants at 40% of area median income, 11 units shall be restricted to tenants at 60% AMI, and 19 units shall be restricted to tenants at 80% AMI in the North Ward.
Any questions?
Yes,
Councilman Gonzalez.
I don't like the approximately, 20% approximately. I like, let's say, solid numbers, because this approximately could be 38, could be 43. So I would love to have this approximately change to a, let's say, a solid number so that we know exactly how many units are going to be produced. Do we have the developer here? Or?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Council. Yes, we have the specifics from the site plan approval, so we're happy to work. Oh, Jennifer Carrillo Perez.
Let me have the deputy mayor of VHD come forward and see if she wants to have the attorney make this presentation, unless you have specific questions for the attorney. I'd rather not have some outside representative speak without having the
Yeah, well, we
administration.
can hear the deputy mayor, definitely, yes.
All right, Deputy Mayor.
Good morning, Council President, Council members, Allison Ladd, Director of Economic and Housing Development. I apologize for that. The actual number is 19.9%. And that's why it says approximately 20. So we're happy to make the amendment to say 19.9%.
But
So-
it's 20% of the units that are being sold. 206 times 20% is 41.2. So it's going to be 41 units.
Correct.
So I prefer to leave the 41 units and not the 19 point, because they are supposed to, the ordinance calls for 20%.
Oh, I understand. Thank you. So, Council President, I think what we would do is we would make an amendment to strike the language that says approximately 20% and leave the actual numbers as stated in the ordinance.
Yes.
So just to clarify, are we removing just that one approximately or the other
No,
approximately?
the
Two, right?
approximately.
Both of them, okay.
This is the first time that I see the approximately.
Yeah.
Understood. Council President, we'll make that adjustment. We'll provide the amendment. We'll remove the word approximately, and we'll simply state the actual number of units, which is 41. And for the public, it equals 19.9% of the project.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item.
Madam
I'm
Director?
sorry, Councilman Gonzalez, you have another question for the Deputy Mayor?
Yes, that I thought that the rule is that, let's say, if the multiplication of the 20% times the units give you, let's say, less than 0.5, we let's say cut it down to the next lower. If it is more than 0.5, then we round up to the higher number. So I don't see the need to say in anywhere that is 19 point whatever percentage, because I believe that would send the wrong message.
Oh, yes, Council President, I do understand Councilmember Gonzalez's point. We were not going to state 19.9 anywhere. It was just more of a frame of reference. We'll fix the actual language in the document.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Next item.
8F is an ordinance granting a 25-year tax abatement to 74-78 Webster Urban Renewal LLC for a project to demolish the existing structures and construct a new 5-story multifamily building with 25 residential rental units consisting of 20 market-rate residential rental units, 5 affordable housing rental units, of which 2 units shall be restricted to tenants at 40% of area median income, and 1 unit shall be restricted to tenants at 60% AMI, and 2 units shall be restricted to tenants at 80% AMI in the North Ward.
Any questions? All right, next item.
G is a request to advance and adopt on first, which is an ordinance amending Title 10 by amending the properties, Title 10 of the Special Improvement District by amending the properties included in the Special Improvement District to remove all the Class 2 residential properties and authorizing the tax collector to withhold from each quarterly payment 1% as an administrative fee.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
8H is an ordinance adopting the 7th Amendment to the Newark River Public Access and Redevelopment Plan.
Can we get the deputy mayor to come up and just explain? I think it's relatively simple, but if you could just explain it.
Good morning, Council President, council members. Allison Ladd, Director of Economic and Housing Development. This amendment is allowing for the access to a parking lot to be modified per the plan. So we're just allowing for access on a different street, and that's what the modification is for. It's to allow for a grocery store to come into Newark.
Any questions? All right, seeing none, thank you, deputy mayor. Next
Thanks.
item.
8I is an ordinance authorizing the vacation of existing utility easement.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
8J is an ordinance authorizing the city of Newark to acquire a permanent easement from the grantor for the Department of Water and Sewer Utilities to clean, repair, replace, inspect, operate, and otherwise maintain in an unobstructed condition a system of water, stormwater, and sanitary sewer drain pipelines.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
8K is an ordinance authorizing the execution of a license agreement between the City of Newark and Broad Street Fidelco LLC to be used as a police precinct substation by the Department of Public Safety, Office of Professional Standards. And there's a motion to advance and adopt on first, and this is located in the Central Ward.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
8L is an ordinance authorizing the execution of a lease agreement between the City of Newark and Broad Street Fidelco LLC for a project to be used as a police precinct substation by the Department of Public Safety, Office of Professional Standards. Motion to advance and adopt on first as well.
Isn't this the same as the previous one?
One's a lease and one is a license agreement. So I'm not sure what the difference is. Deputy Mayor?
If you have a lease, I don't think you need a license.
License agreement.
Good morning, Council President, council members. Allison Ladd, Director of Economic and Housing Development. The license is a short-term license, and the pricing that we were able to negotiate along with our business administrator was for a short amount of time, which was $5,816.25. The long-term lease is a 5-year lease and has 2 options for 5-year renewals. This license is actually, this lease will be $69,795 a year. And the reason why there's an increase is that the owner is actually going to renovate the site for the office and on behalf of the city.
Is this by focus?
Yes, sir. Council President, to Councilmember Gonzalez's question, it's 494 Broad Street, which is where the Genova Burns law firm is.
Okay.
Right there on as you go north, it's actually now, I know Mayor Kenneth Gibson Boulevard.
And that's where we currently have the Inspector General, no?
I'm sorry.
Internal Affairs is there, Inspector
Oh,
General?
Yes, sir. Forgive me. Yes. Council President, to that question, the answer is that there was a lease with the owner. It expired, and so we had to renew the lease, which is why you have it coming before you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Deputy Mayor. Next item.
8M is an ordinance providing for additional filters at the Pequannock Water Treatment Plant and other related expenses. Motion to advance and adopt on first.
Any questions? Seeing none, next item.
8N is refunding bond ordinance providing for the refunding of all or a portion of its outstanding general obligation bonds. Motion to advance and adopt on first as well.
And this is the accompanying item that Ben spoke about. Any questions? Next item.
Council President, council members, that concludes the agenda. Public comment?
One question, Council President.
Sorry, let me get,
Can we go back to 8A and just to request to advance and adopt on first, please?
Certainly.
8A?
In the center.
So advance and adopt 8A
A.
as an apple.
A is an apple? No.
Mhm.
Okay. Duly noted.
All right,
Public comment?
let's go to public.
We are now in the 30-minute public comment portion of this meeting where each speaker will,
I'm sorry, hold on one second. Councilman Gonzalez.
I just have a question more or less of a process. Let's say we are getting all these affordable units and the city is supposed to administer the process of getting into those units. I just want to know how that is working and what is the process. Let's say I know some people that want to get into those apartments. What do they have to do?
Deputy Mayor.
Good morning, Council President, council members. With your consent and approval for the amendment to the inclusionary zoning ordinance last year, there have been 11 projects that have gone through the first dibs process, whereby Newark residents have 90 days to access the units. Of the 11 projects, I know 6 of the projects, 100% of the units went to Newark residents, and the others, they're varying percentages. I'm happy to give you a report on that. I can email it to you today for each project, as well as units that were provided to Newark residents and units to non-Newark residents since the adoption of the ordinance. Second, regarding the process, we do have a website that is live for people to be able to apply online. And currently that process is applying per development that's available. But come the new year, we actually will have a unified application process, so everyone will be able to apply through the same portal. But right now, it's per building, per unit. And so in closing, though, for those applications, it is all done by lottery. There is no individual selection. It is done by lottery, and that is handled, and we're able to provide that information to you as well.
And what's the electronic address to get into that, to look at the apartments?
Oh, sure. Thank you. To that question, the website is the newarknj.gov website. You go to Economic and Housing Development, and you can click on the affordable housing webpage, and there's a direct link to be able to apply for housing that's available under the IZO First Dibs process.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions before public comment?
Yes, I would like to add to the regret and sorrow. I lost my aunt a couple of days ago, who was a lifelong Newarker. Miss Bernstein Jackson, to the regret and sorrow.
Duly noted. My condolences. Any other questions or comments before going to public comment? Public comment. We are in the 30-minute public comment portion of this meeting where each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name for the record. First speaker, please.
Good morning, assalamu alaikum, Alif Muhammad.
Good morning.
I generally don't come here on pre-meetings, but the last meeting, the BA said some things that, boy, I couldn't wait to get back here. And I thought someone were personal. He called me coward. So, Mr. President, I'm going to confer to him. I'm from the streets, as you know. I'm going to call him a punk from now on, because he's the only one that, when people go to speak, he runs upstairs and watch it, comes down when the public speaks. So if that's acceptable to you, for him to call me a coward, I'm going to call him a punk from now on. Okay, what I'm giving you, and I'm only giving, and you could check me tomorrow, because I'll be back tomorrow if you don't want me to use that language, but then you got to check him. What I'm giving you is, he said I didn't fulfill my fiduciary responsibility, which means that as a commissioner, I have certain things I have to do. If I see something wrong, I have to let people know. Well, what I'm showing you is, I filed a suit against the city. In the city, when the city was trying to remove me, the first day, when I reported it to the feds, the city tried to remove me the same day. Not the city, the mayor, let's say. And what happened was, I asked for a stay because of investigation. I had reported an investigation. And I named Newark in the suit, you'll see. So I did my fiduciary responsibility. When we was gonna have the hearing, I asked to bring in 3 hours worth of tapes at that time of me and the chief of staff trying to convince me to change my vote. At that time, Kenneth Lewis said he ain't having nothing to do with that. He getting out of here. I gotta do it quick, that's why I'm here. What I also did was I took my emails and I hit up federal authorities, and I got 40 different times I reported them from April the 12th until about a month ago. 40 different times. I indexed it. Tomorrow I'm going to talk more about it. So plus, I brought in 3 whistleblowers, including the mayor's sister, his older sister, that met with the federal authorities 10 times. So my fiduciary responsibility. But guess what? When I told Mitty, when they was going to make a move on me, I said, not only I'm going to report it to the investigators, I'm going to talk out loud about it. So the punk, Eric Pennington, punk. So you don't like that, do you? That's the more I don't like coward. I don't like that either. But you got to check him from calling me a coward. Because I'm not a coward. I've been slapping a man, the 2 top people in Newark in the face for the last 2 years. The man and his brother. Standing tall. Standing strong. And everybody in here know I walk tall in this town. So if you got a problem with me calling punk, you check me, but you got to check him too.
Thank you. Let's have more decorum and no one calling anybody, no name calling.
Well, he has to apologize to me, Mr. President.
I'm just saying it right now. I'm saying it right now.
He has
Mr.
to apologize to me, sir.
Mr. Muhammad, let's move on to the next speaker. We're not gonna, let's
But he has to apologize to me, sir.
Mr. Muhammad, you know better.
I do know better.
So next speaker.
He should know better. He's a lawyer.
Next speaker.
Y'all have a good day. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Y'all in trouble.
Next speaker.
Good morning.
Good morning.
George Tillman Jr. First, I'd like to thank the Affirmative Action Committee, Councilwoman Roundtree, Councilman Dupree, and Councilman De Silva for hosting the meeting that we had last week. Corporation Counsel Kiana Stewart was there, Newark Works, Ms. Gaylor was there, Affirmative Action, Deputy Mayor Rahman Mohammed was in the meeting. It was a very positive meeting. We met for over an hour, 2 hours. We had some very intense conversation. It was concluded in a positive way. There's some very serious things that need to be addressed, and there was some long-term strategies and some immediate strategies that was discussed. I didn't particularly agree with the strategies right now because I don't feel as though they're aggressive enough to deal with what was stated by the administration regarding the state of the Newark resident employment policy that I've been bringing to this council on numerous occasions. I did follow up with the business administrator to discuss some business options going forward to kind of correct some of the systemic issues that are plaguing the administration when it comes to this ordinance. And I want to thank the deputy mayor for being forthcoming about the state of affirmative action in the city. And it took almost a year and a half, 2 years to get to this point, but now we're at this point. And so that we need some very aggressive measures to address what we discussed. And I would like to continue to have that meeting going forth with the entire council, because what was shared in that meeting, the whole entire council should have been available for that conversation. So I look forward to our next step, and I hope it's an aggressive step to address what we discussed in that meeting. Thank you. And I want to apologize too. I missed your meeting. I hope we can reschedule that meeting for the 18th. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Amen. Good morning, council
Good morning.
members. My name is Fakira Bradley. I am now a resident of the South Ward community where I grew up. I want to keep my address off the record due to all the trials of life that was thrown at me, in which I overcame and still overcoming. I forwarded my address to Tierra Thomas so I can receive my security deposit in full. I have a video of how the ceiling fell on me, pregnant due to the flood coming from the 18th floor in 200 George King Village, while I'm sitting on the toilet, living in squalor, bed bugs, mice, roaches, moles, etc. Brown water, black water, broken mailboxes, stolen credentials, also illegal eviction. I do not owe any rent money. My voucher at the time was $12.50. My rent at George King Village was $1,192, so I do not owe you anything. You owe me. CNC, L&M, management, their goal from the beginning was to keep my security deposit. I had fake leases, more than one. Every lease I had from CNC came from Daisy Bermudez. My last lease came from Natasha, whatever her last name is, from the New York office. I've been getting robbed. I need my security deposit. I went to drop the key off. Keisha Chemist gave me a hard time. I left because I ain't going back to jail dealing with them. I've been there a lot dealing with CNC. They wanted me out, I'm out. It was cheaper to keep me. Let's not talk about the minions that tried to destroy my character. Not gonna happen. I need my money, I need my coins. Taken from the less fortunate, I do not work. I've been out of work since February 2024. I need my security deposit. I will return the keys with the police. I still have them, but I'm bringing the police as my escort. Tierra Thomas, Daisy Bermudez, Keisha Chemist going to jail. I'm seeking jail time, not just for me, but for those that have no voice who are still homeless due to the negligence of CSC management at 250 Georgia King Village. I need them to cut my check. I do not owe them a dime. I really am the bigger person with all the ammo. I ain't tripping though. It was work. It all worked in my favor. I ain't even gonna trip. Councilwoman Roundtree, I love you. Thank you. I know you love me too, and I appreciate you. Council President Crump, I love you. I appreciate you for your help. Councilman Pat Council. Oh my God. Thank you guys for helping me through my struggle. I'm at peace, but I need my money. I'm at hard times. Edwin Ortiz from Return to Citizens, thank you. Kyra Watts, Courtney Darby, thank you. 110 William Street, thank you. And I love you for putting up with my mess. I appreciate you all and very grateful. I'm at peace now. All I need is my money. I am on hard times, overall blessed. And for the record, I forwarded my address to Tierra Thomas. Nobody's better.
Thank you for your comments,
It's over.
Ms.
You gonna
Bradley.
stop me?
Yes,
At 5
yes,
minutes.
Ms. Bradley, thank you for your comments.
Oh.
Next speaker, 3 minutes today. Ms. Bradley, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Woo, Deborah Salter, City of Newark. First, I'd like to say congratulations to our new police chief. She definitely deserves it. She was on point, out in the streets, make a call, she show up, handle business. So congratulations to her. I was also in that meeting that Mr. Tillman talked about when it comes to our job situation here in Newark. And like he said, it took about 1.5 years to get the answer to what we already knew. We just needed to hear it from those who were in charge. What we're doing with our schools is not enough. It is not enough to build a school for trades over here or put a trade school over there. There was a day when we had trades in all the schools. It was called work study. We had auto shop, wood shop, metal shop, home ec, where you learn to cook, clean, sew, everything that gave us our middle class. But we're not utilizing that right now. So it's not enough. We're 15 years behind for the industry and the things that are coming here in our city right now. And we need to have our people equipped for these jobs, these huge projects that are coming through here, these construction projects, 10 years on one, 15 years on another. And are we prepared? No. So what are we doing? If we are gonna have our people ready in this city to do what needs to be done, listen, man, you're already behind the ball. You need to get on the ball now. We've been telling you for the longest, but we're the haters and the provocateurs, but now it's coming right in your face, the very things we've been telling you for the last 10 years. We need to get on this now. And I'll talk to Roger Leone too and the school board, but you all have been here for how many years? And our city has just declined. Our education has declined. Our workforce has declined. And we need to get our people in these jobs. Grown men who have families to provide for can't work because the jobs, even the vacant jobs that have been vacant for the last 10 years, are sitting in your pockets and not being given to the residents here who need to work. But yet you say yes to these astronomical projects that give us Skittles, and these people are getting 7-course meals off of our backs. You just said yes to a bunch of, or you didn't say yes yet, but these projects that are here, one project that, Silva is sponsoring that, these people want tax credits. What are we getting? That's what we need to see. What are we getting for these tax credits that they want? Are we getting enough? Are we getting the true affordable housing? We are not. The 30% or below.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Good morning, Latoya Jackson Tucker, Newark.
Good morning.
You know I come in peace. And I'm thankful. I haven't been here in the beginning of a pre-meeting, but I was like, I'm not standing up to pledge the flag. I think that belittles us, especially in the times that we're going through now. And I know that you sit in a chair, you took an oath, but it's a lot of things that we must change with this blueprint. It's a paper that I passed out to most people. I believe every council person have it. This is what we should be saying when we come in here. This is the pledge that we actually should be speaking to, and I'm gonna say it. I have come to the frightening conclusion that I am the decisive element in my community. It is my personal approach that creates the culture. As a part of my village, I possess tremendous power to make my community life miserable or joyful. I can be a tool of torture or an instrument of inspiration. I can embarrass or empower, hurt, or heal. In all situations, it is my response that decides whether a crisis will be escalated or de-escalated, my community be humanized or dehumanized. I do make a difference. So that's like, I facilitated a program where I introduced this to some young ladies this summer. And I didn't know how much of an impact that it would have in my own personal life with me actually dealing with my village. Like most of us, even yourself, y'all sit there and I'm sure it's traumatizing with some of the things that you know you want to fix, that you can't actually move the needle in a certain way because you respect the system that just doesn't respect us at all. Y'all have some decisions to make. Y'all sit in them chairs and I would like to see y'all exercise your rights as Black and brown men because we have built this country, we have built this city. I would like to see y'all do things and kind of like step out the professional atmosphere of what we actually supposed to do and do the right thing, because there are a lot of things that we need to make sure that we are doing for our community that's just not happening. And I know that I'm responsible. I know that I can embarrass or empower my community. And from where I stand, I want to empower my community and not embarrass my community. But it's some things that definitely have to change. I come here, when I speak, is for unity. We're not gonna get peace unless we actually have some liberation. So we need to like liberate ourselves and understand exactly who's in control, not the white man, but God. So please step outside of the blueprint that they actually asking us to follow, because it does not work. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Hello,
Good morning.
my name is Miss Newkirk, and some people know me here and some people don't. But I am going to talk today about procedure and following,
Yeah, thank you.
oh, okay. Today I'm going to talk about procedures and policies. Procedures and policies, when you come in, they ask you to do certain things. You have to make sure you have all of your proper paperwork, and you have to make sure you follow the right protocol. I have followed the right protocol, and I have came in and I have followed the right procedure. I have came in and I have spoken to people that I needed to speak to regarding the matter that I needed to be spoken to. I spoke to Robin upstairs. I've talked to Mr. Lewis. I have talked to Miss Rubin in 1040 at the welfare office. I am disabled. I am on disability. I am homeless. I have no coat and I have slippers on my feet. They have known this forever. I have lymphedema and I have blood clots. I am in the YMCA. I have no food, and you cannot put food up there because one of the women up there just flipped out because they stole food out of the refrigerator. My kids are back there, and we have just come in. We have been in this situation all month long. I have been back here over and over and over and over again. This is ridiculous. My family has taxpayers in this community. My mother has worked for UMD&J for over 12 years before she gave her life for this place. My dad retired off of the housing authority for this place as a maintenance man until the day he died. And there is no reason why I should be in this situation as a 54-year-old woman right now. This is ridiculous. I have more faith in my town that I was born and raised in than this. This disappoints me. Okay, I love this place. I was born and raised, and when I said I moved to Thailand, and then said I wanted to come home because this place is home to me. And for me to come all the way back home and see this is what our community has dwindled down to is appalling. And we need to do better.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Newkirk. All right.
Right on, right on, right on. So, Munira El Boumani, good riddance, criminal cult that's running our government. Voting you out is the only solution. To the real Newarkers, what you need to do to get jobs here, there's somebody who made a video. If you want a job, you know how to steal, kill, and rob, you know how to do sex for hire, bring your resume to Ras Baraka. He hires killers, stealers, drug dealers, and people who want to sit on the couch for sex for hire. That's what, I didn't do it. Somebody put that video right on there. That's what they said. And if you want to hire Newarkers and develop a real job plan, you need to fire the deputy mayor of full employment. That's what you need to do. Get them out the way, out. Now the Department of Governmental Efficiency. Audit. So what I will be doing, I will be asking this Trump administration to help us put a moratorium on all developments and tax abatements taking place in the city of Newark. I will be asking the Trump administration to freeze and audit all funding under the Baraka administration. I will be asking the Trump administration to remove all undocumented workers on every construction site in Newark and in Essex County. I will be asking them to help us with a citywide job and construction plan. I will be asking them to develop sustainable housing and a real homeless plan, like the lady up here crying about, a real homeless plan for low-income housing in this city. I will be asking the Trump administration to help us change the area median income for Newarkers. I will be asking the Trump administration to address the wealth gap for Newarkers and Black Americans in this community. I will be asking the Trump administration to develop a portal for all funding coming in and going out of our city budget. Fiscal responsibility and management, that's what I will be asking them. I will be asking them to develop a transparency and oversight committee nationwide with for all our public dollars that's coming into this city. I will be asking the Trump administration to call on an audit for the $100 million that his administration allocated to Newark for the last service line replacement. I will be asking the Trump administration to audit the COVID stimulus money that he gave to the city of Newark. I will be asking the Trump administration to set up a community-based adversary program, advisory program for the city of Newark.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
My name Richard Anderson. I've been coming here for a job for almost a year, and I'm about to be homeless because I don't have no security money. When I went down there for security, I just granted the money, and now all the money, I got pictures, the names, the dates when I went coming here for a job. I went to ask for security. Y'all gave it all to the workers that work for the city of Newark. I have it. And some of them my friends I grew up with, but I really do need a job. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I try to go with my Section 8 voucher, they want money and they want security up front. I can't get it. And I walk the whole Newark with my baby. The people who's giving me a job is the Newarkers that own their own houses. That's what I do landscaping for. And I do a good job. with that to keep money in my pocket. But yes, I do want to do taxes at the end of the year, but I can't because I don't have no job. I've been here. I come here. I be helping out in the streets. I help kids. I help people in Bradley Court, Pennington Court, everywhere. These kids will tell you the jobs I told them to get, I can't get. They cops and correctional officers because I had a criminal charge. That's why I can't get it. I was in jail. That's why I told them the best jobs to get. Yes, they have them. Yes, they support me and they just invited me to a party. I need a job. I do help my community, which y'all don't know, but I do. I just wish y'all give me a job. That's all. I could do my own thing from here and take it up from there if y'all want to help me out.
Thank you. Next speaker. Seeing none, any comments from the council? None. Anything from the administration? None. We don't need to go into executive session today, so we'll see everybody tomorrow evening at 6:30. Thank you, everybody.